Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking another look here at Ethereum. Thank you so much for the request. Actually, we're just gonna make this a daily driver because of the simple fact that I get so many Ethereum requests daily that we just want to make sure to cover it all the time. Okay, so we'll make sure to keep a closer eye on this. Thanks again for letting me know you're interested. All right, so we're gonna take a look here at Ethereum, kind of see what's going on. We'll work our way through the backend data and kind of just see where we're at with everything. So if you are new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. Love to teach people to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. And if you want to become a better trader, CryptoCash.tech is a site. You can join the likes of some phenomenal traders here. Excellent trades here. No worries. Very good job there on a Bitcoin long. We also did very well ourselves. We got entry at 37,450 and got out at 38.3. Yeah, so again, nice little 20% for an 11x leverage trade. We play it safe in our community, of course, because I got a lot of folks trading underneath me, so I like to make sure we do 5 to 10x leverage tops. This is a 5x leverage trade from Solana at 38% for a nice little scalp there that lasted only 2 days. So awesome stuff there. Congrats. And one more thing too here, take a look at this here. Look at that. I love to see this as well. Who was it? Somebody traded, okay, it must have been in general chat. Somebody was trading Ethereum here recently and did very well with it. I think, is it this one here? Okay, I can't find it. I apologize, but we got folks trading all sorts of stuff there. So again, congrats. Very well done. Okay, so let's talk about the backend data and work our way down. We can take a look here. We can kind of see there are some leveraged areas here for shorts at 21.40, and of course some longs at about 19.10. So we're kind of right in the middle of that range there. Okay, so just note those are some averaged out longs and shorts in the last couple of weeks. Basically, probably within the last week worth of trading. We can see here liquidation levels are fairly low at this point, but massively high over the weekend. And of course, we can see whales are active today. Big surprise, that's the case. And also see, generally speaking here, more shorts than longs in the market as an aggregated amount of information there. So basically telling us that most people are short biased right now. They're considering the price action pulling back than it were to increase. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the last 12 hours for Ethereum and kind of see what's going on here. This open interest is always interesting, no pun intended there, but this is the short term, the shorts rather. We have a lot more shorts in profit, even though there are some shorts getting liquidated. A lot of shorts are averaged out, for the most part, about 2,050. There's also some longs here as well. Those are all, majority of them are underwater here at about 2,060, 2,070. I don't know what you're thinking taking a long at this point when Bitcoin is maxed out, but again, different strokes for different folks. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum here, see what's going on for the liquidation. This is the stuff that's probably the most important to me, is kind of identifying liquidation levels. So we'll take a bigger perspective here, look, and kind of see that we see the largest amount of long liquidation levels at 1980. And that was a previous support, at 2000/1980 range. That was a previous support level. I say previous, it still is until it breaks, but that was a very strong resistance level prior to that. Okay, so 1980 makes sense. So just know there could be some liquidation levels. The price could continue lower based on that sentiment, the fact that there's a lot of liquidation there. The bulls and bears, in this case the bears, are trying to push the price action towards that liquidation level to wipe them out. That way they have free reign to be able to take any position they want. That said though, we can see 2140 is another area of concentration for shorts, but also just 2100 in general. So it's kind of all over the place. It looks like this coin is definitely seeing some interesting behavior. If you see here, this is my chart from the last time I reviewed this. I believe it was on Friday. We were anticipating potential cup and handle pattern. So we could hypothetically extend this out and possibly even see that come to fruition, right? So that could very well be the case still. So we don't want to rule it out just yet, but is it a probability? It's hard to say. Let's go ahead and quickly identify a couple of things and work our way down. So we'll just go ahead and remove that for the moment, just so we can get better perspective and see what's going on. We got a massive fair value gap as low as about the 1900 range there. That's mostly been filled. I wouldn't worry about that guy. Taking a look at the RSI, we are getting closer to 50, pretty standard, but money flow index is still coming out of this coin. It's not a great sign. MACD is still diverging. So the daily is giving us mostly bearish signs, but however, you do got to recognize we are currently holding above the 20-day simple moving average. Okay, so it's not a bad thing at all. Okay, let's go ahead and draw a chart, or sorry, go ahead and put a little, basically a nice little trend line there for us, okay? And that's going to be concurrent with the 20-day simple moving average. It's not exact, of course, but that gives us perspective that if we drop below that level, we should have a potential issue on our hands. And it does look like we're kind of already there, honestly. With us testing the 20-day SMA 3 days in a row, we break below that level. we will absolutely be considered to be pushing down. And obviously we want to see if and confirm if we're going to break the 50 on the RSI, but generally speaking, those are mostly bearish signs, okay? All right, so take a look here on the 4-hour time frame. We can see the price action is averaging itself out. Let's go ahead and remove some of these indicators to get a little bit clearer of a chart, just so we can kind of see what's going on. So we got the RSI, first of all. RSI broke below 50. That's typically a bearish sign. We can also see the money flow index is starting to come back. It's trying to recover, but hasn't fully yet. Now you got to keep in mind too, Bitcoin just dumped a good 500 or 600, 1 or 2% roughly. So that's going to send the market in a tizzy. That said, though, if we take a look here, we are trying to establish higher lows. So if this low right here stays above 2020 as a rough estimate, then we should be in good shape to continue upwards. Okay. So again, it's not in terrible shape, but being under 50 on the RSI, MACD divergence on the horizon, those are some bearish signs. Okay. Same thing with the moving averages here. We're kind of in not so great shape with us being under the 50 and the 20. That's kind of like an initial trend setter, letting us know the trend could be bearish. We're up over the 100 and the 200 as well, running concurrent with that trend line. So we're not terrible, just not great. Okay. Again, a closure below this trend line, or I would say more importantly, a closure below 2000 today would be extremely bearish. Okay. Mainly because we got a lot of liquidation levels at that 1980 range, and the price could drop really hard if we hit that sub 2000 range. Okay, so 2000 I think is a very, very important level to pay attention to. If we take a look at liquidity, there is an upper liquidity level to be swept at 2100 to 2140. We kind of already saw that range here. That's this guy here. A lot of liquidity left up above too. Okay, so if Bitcoin does retest 38,400, there's a strong probability we will see that 2100 plus. Okay, so the extra liquidity there. If we take a look at Elliott Wave on the 4-hour time frame, we got to zoom out a little bit. This does tell us that based on the larger term movements, we are expecting to see a higher high. Okay. Now, a higher high can come in many places. It could come at just barely peaking up over the 2136 to that current resistance level, or it could continue all the way to 2400. Again, Bitcoin breaks 38.4. I think we will see something like that here from Ethereum. So I would just be careful or cautious shorting this coin. But the truth is, if you look at it the way it's performing, comparative to Bitcoin, it's not establishing higher highs and higher lows like Bitcoin is. It's kind of working itself in a range. Okay, now it's not a bad thing to work itself into a range. You just got to be mindful that it's not performing exceptionally well, contrary to Bitcoin. And a lot of times, strength in coins comes in a lot of different ways. And to me, I like to look for coins that are performing better than Bitcoin. And Ethereum isn't really doing that. Not to say it's a bad thing. It's just something to note. Take a look at the hourly. This is another reason to consider closing your long position if you haven't already. Lagging spans no longer free and clear of the price action. That's indication number 1 to close your long. Conversion line is now intersecting with the baseline. Identification number 2. And number 3, we're within the cloud, basically telling us you shouldn't be taking a trade right now. Okay. So if today, again, closes closer to 2020 or 2000 or 2000 rather, then you can see the price action will probably more than likely reject off the cloud and continue lower. We'd be losing that ascending trend line as well, and a lot of reasons why the price should continue lower. So to me, again, a closure below 2000 today is highly indicative of bearish behavior. A closure below 2020 would make me want to focus a little bit more and consider a short position, because again, hypothetically, the price goes down and just stay sideways here, we'd be under the cloud. The lagging span would be free and clear of the price action. We'd have that momentum. There's a lot of reasons why a short position is much more viable than a long at this exact point. But again, if you're going to short carefully. In other words, low leverage, low position size. If you use high leverage, ensure you have an extremely low position size. Try not to get massively wrecked. I know some folks are trading with thousands of dollars on high leverage. That's all well and good when it works, but there's going to be times where it doesn't, and it's going to sting. So just be mindful. Take heed and just be careful. All right, folks, that's really what we got here for Ethereum. Thanks for watching. Last little bit of advice is to consider using a phenomenal exchange. Link down below for this. Up until November 20th, which is tomorrow, November 30th, you can benefit from a nice little trading bonus there if you use my link to register. The main reason why we're using them is just because they have no KYC, no VPN requirements, and they're a phenomenal exchange. Coincidentally, they've been around for a while. Extremely reliable. So thank you again, Bitunix, for an awesome opportunity. Hope you all have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one. Take good care.